is a story.
Hi everyone, welcome to your February Alchemy Scope. You are indeed transmuting from lead to gold. Your energy is refining, your stories are refining. Let's take a look at, as we look at this beautiful rainy day, let's take a look at the Sabian Symbol imbued at the new moon point happening this month on the 27th of January, Friday, at 4:06 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This new moon point is the point that the Alchemy Scopes follow. So let's look, what is the Sabian Symbol that's living at the 8-degree 15-minute point in the zodiac wheel. This is a flag is seen turning into an eagle. That's the symbology. Dane Rudyard's keynote is the dynamic incorporation of new social values in individuals who exemplify the spiritual potential and greatest significance of these values. He goes on to explain, to see the new archetype, to perceive the new standard of value with one's mind is not enough. The seer must become the doer. The impersonal is dynamized and brought into focus. We have here the acting out of the vision. Everyone, what this is talking about is the ideal becoming real, the archetype in the mind becoming the actuality in physical 3D reality. That is the symbology imbued. It means that the month ahead is going to be living in the energy of bringing the new form of individual, bringing the new form of society to a new level. Now, we also are moving into a new Chinese year, and this is the year of the Rooster, okay? Now, I'm reading here from my archetypal profile definitions for the rooster. So when you imagine a rooster and you imagine the quality sets of the rooster, you can imagine energy, a vocal nature, a being who is efficient and who is assertive. So if you are a rooster, so if your Chinese zodiac sign is a rooster, you would have the embedded quality sets, the encoded qualities of efficiency. Somebody who is methodical and resilient and resourceful. You would naturally be, at your basis, a resourceful strategist. Roosters are dominant and highly communicative by nature. The archetype is inherently intense, outspoken, honest, outgoing, and industrious. Now, it's important for us to understand that this year of the rooster is going to imbue these qualities. So we're going from the year of the monkey into the year of the rooster. So there is going to be an intensity, there's going to be an outspoken nature, a verbal nature, and an assertive nature, a dominant nature that's coming forward. And I think that's happening at all levels, within the individual and within the societal whole, within humanity. So let's move on now to the individual readings and see what is activated for you this month. Gemini, welcome to your February alchemic story. What is the unfolding narrative for Geminis over the course of this Aquarius new moon February 2017 cycle? So you can see here, first of all, the sun is going down. So I'm going to progress, and hopefully you can see everything just fine. Right now it looks okay. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards. This is the Carolyn Mace archetype cards, as I do every month. I'm going to pull your growth edge over the course of the cycle. The circle and the square refer to the bifurcation that I spoke about in the January scopes. Please tune in to either circle or square. Choose one. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and select your growth edges, okay? So refer back if you'd like to learn more about the bifurcation. Essentially, it's 2 branches to the Gemini path. The Gemini scopes have that information. So for Gemini square, there you go. That popped right out. So let's pull circle. Another one. Well, no, that's 2. So we're going to go ahead and re-pull. Gemini circle. Okay, beauties. So let's go ahead and turn those over, and then we'll talk about them after we look at the readings. So we have mentor, which is coming up for the squares, and beggar coming up for the circles. So I'm going to do the reveal. If you need more time, you can put the video on pause. Select square or circle. All right. Now, you can see here the cards in yellow. These are the Brawl to Lay deck, and I have the Druidcraft Tarot in the middle as the identifier card, the main theme. And then here is my Siri deck, again with the Druidcraft Tarot in the middle. So here, for the Gemini squares, we'll start with you. First of all, we have the Queen of Swords coming up here, okay? This is about clarity. So mental clarity is at hand for you this month. It has to do, I've already looked a little bit at the readings. This has to do, I think, for the Gemini squares with regards to spirituality, that there's new clarity. There's a desire to dive into spiritual clarity for yourself. Now, here, the center card is soul, manifesting, praying, and big. So what this is talking about is a central theme is you want clarity around spirituality. What is it? And it could be, by the way, for some of you, very specifically about the law of attraction. So you want answers. And indeed, it's your goal during this cycle to get that clarity and to bring forward knowledge. So you have isolation or loneliness, feeling isolated like you don't know, bringing closer knowledge. So at the foundation for the Gemini squares is a desire to maybe get closer to others, either in a spiritual group or to get closer to a man. So for some of you, this is talking about a desired relationship. So maybe it's your goal to bring closer information about a man. It's specifically talking about information. Emotionally, we have fast, writing, and growth. So emotionally, quickly, there's expression. Writing is talking here about expression, emotional expression, and growth. So very quickly, there's growth occurring with a man. And again, here, Queen of Swords has to do with a nurturing capacity to communicate. And swords are about the mind. So your thinking and thoughts, there's a clarity, there's a decisiveness, a lack of delusion, a lack of illusion. But there's a spiritual edge here, soul manifesting, praying big. So you might be praying for a man to enter your life and for communications to get going. But for some of you out there, you are feeling lonely and you're wanting a soul connection, a soulmate partnership to show up for you, okay? Now, when it comes to the circles, we have the Three of Pentacles reversed, The Three of Pentacles upright is about apprenticeship. It's about appreciation for the work that you do. When it's reversed, it's a lack of that, a lack of getting the appropriate appreciation for what you do, the energy that you put into something, perhaps your work or something that you're learning. It could be a teacher-student kind of a relationship. But there's an insisting here that's going on in the center for the circles about maybe countering the lack of appreciation that is emerging in your field. So you're wanting to shift that. And there is indeed a caution here. So the circles received an interesting message. So the Beware card is coming up in the spiritual sector. Okay? So there's a caution spiritually, maybe about something that you desire. So for some of you, this is going to have religious threads to it. There's some narrative that you're living that is cautioning you to that which you desire, something that is pulling you toward a desire set, something that is your bliss. Here, at the base of the circles is allowing, it's a little bit hard to read, I bet, allow surrender and friends. So again, it has to do with contact. The square path seems to be more with regards to a man, a relationship perhaps. Here, it's more about connection, friends, and networks. But up at the top, you're thinking about unusual synchronicity. So things really coming together in an unusual way. Friends, groups, somebody that you want to be in contact with. This doesn't have to be a group of friends. It could be a friend. And this could be referring to a masculine friend, right? But in the past, what I get here, circles, is that there has been a lack of appreciation, okay? And now you're insisting on pushing past that, pushing into a new narrative. You want to be seen, appreciated, and respected. The Beware card about desire might be, I don't know, it's like, let me look at this for a minute. Because the caution, the spiritual caution about emotional desire, you know, it could be that there is somebody coming up that might be married or not available. And so you're thinking about, okay, what's appropriate, what's not, okay? Now, with regards to the growth edges, so here you have mentor. This is for the squares. Gemini squares is getting mentor. I will read it because I think it's pretty dark for you now. So the shadow attributes, what is wanting to mature and grow out of over the course of February, is the inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. So there is something perhaps about a teacher. I say that because there's knowledge here. And this could have to do with schooling. It could be a mentor, a guru, a teacher. So indeed, there might be a masculine teacher that is in your field for some of you, okay? So the shadow attributes, the inability to allow the student to move into the role of the master, imparting false instruction, which is interesting. Here, what wants to be grown into is passing on wisdom, and refining a student's character. This definitely has to do with kind of a teacher-student dynamic or narrative. Okay? So again, passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. All right? That's the growth edge for the squares this month. Now, beggar came up for another sign. So Gemini circles, your growth edge this month is beggar. And beggar is saying to move out of a dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. So it's about putting in participatory energy into any dynamic, into any relationship. The lighter attributes, what wants to be evolved is confronting empowerment. Again, power. So here is the student is disempowered to become the mentor. And here we also have a power story. So here what wants to be evolved is confronting empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakening the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So this definitely is going from dependence on others without effort to becoming the empowered self that you are, natally, inherently. Okay? And this could be, by the way, everybody, so for the circles, again, there could be a teacher thing here because this does talk about apprenticeship when it's upright. It talks about mentorship and apprenticeship and learning a skill, something that you enjoy and that you're good at and being praised for. When it's reversed, as it was for you, there's a lack of being praised. There's maybe a containment of the one who is being mentored without perhaps getting the advancement, becoming teacher, becoming the one that is proficient at the work, right? At the skill set. So maybe because there is a limit that's experienced by the Gemini narrative as a whole, on the circles, there's a caution about the desire. Is it something that I really want? This particular path of knowledge, this skill set. I'm not getting the appreciation I deserve, or I'm limited in that path. Unusual synchronicities when you allow friends this month. So Gemini circles, when you open yourself up to friendships, relationships, opportunities, there could definitely be some unusual synchronicities, some opportunities that open you to new areas for empowerment. Okay. All right, Gemini, sorry for the darkness there. A note that as I do every month, I already pulled your I Ching, but for this month, the I Ching and your Dakini embodiment are both in my online library. So in order to look at January, February, and March, I've already posted March, you can go to the alchemyofholism.com/library. Okay, everybody, so I'm sending you much love and support for the month ahead, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.